Hey YouTube, back with a quick video to show you how to disassemble the door panel on a WD21 Nissan Pathfinder. It'll probably be the same, or relatively the same, for a Nissan hardbody, the D21 Nissan hardbody, and that's pretty much it. So the door panel's off, and I don't mean to remove the door panel. The removal of the door panel is pretty straightforward. Well, I guess it's not. Here, let me show you that. So here's the door panel. The only thing that you will need to know about removing the door panel that is not going to be like super obvious is how to remove the switches, how to remove the door handle, the armrest part and the grab handle, and the plate that surrounds your door handle, like to unlatch it. You have to be really careful with this. It just unclips, and if you look in here, you see the clipping locations are here, 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 and here. So it's at the top. One here, one here, one here, one here, none on the side. So that's where you're going to be looking at prying that away. So you're going to have to like push it up a little bit with a screwdriver and pull it out. Just be real careful because these things are old and brittle plastic and they will break. But that's how you remove that. To get to actually removing the door panel off, you have to remove that thing. You don't need to remove the actual handle out of there, just remove the surround, that little plastic thing I just had. To remove your door controls, or your window controls, and your door locks, this is how this works. You see the little metal, I don't know what the hell you call that, that goes in first, and then you're just, actually, the back goes in first. Back goes in first, press it down. To get it out, you're just prying it up. That's it. Just prying it up and then disconnecting the electrical. And now that that's in there, I'm going to have to do that again, but I can't show you on video because I only have one hand. The other one's holding the camera. To remove this door handle here, the armrest, if you look inside there, you see that hole? There's actually going to be a plug on that hole. And I probably can't find, there's the plug. So it's a little plastic plug with texture on it. Just get in there with something and just pry it out, okay? Once you pry it out, you're going to have a screw like that inside of there. Or maybe it's this one, I'm not sure. It's a Phillips head screw. Pull the screw out. Take the screw all the way out of the hole, okay? Then you slide the armrest back and then just lift it up. Then that's out of there. Once that's out of there, you're going to find two more screws. You're going to find one here, and you're going to find one here. Even though there's a third one here, I'm not sure that, I don't believe there's a third one on my 91 either. I think that's probably, I don't know what the fuck that's for. But I only had two screws on my 91 as well, and they were here and here. What that does is it attaches to the metal part of the door, so when you're pulling on this, your door panel has something rigid to grab a hold of. So you need to remove those. Once you're done removing those, then essentially all you're doing is you're with a screwdriver or a door panel tool, you're just popping these little clips out of the door. So let me just flip this over to show you that. All these little clips, these orange ones. I don't know if these are aftermarket. The ones in my 91 are white. But you'll just remove you're prying these out of their holes, okay? Let me show you the holes. They go in all of these little holes, all the way around. So you need to be careful with this process. They actually have a tool that you can use for this, but a flathead screwdriver will work too. You just need to be careful because this is how these are removed from the door panel. You just slide them up to this larger hole, and pull them out. If it will come out, there you go. So now you can see it's just got this little like keyway that it slides into. But, you know, this is like particle board. I don't know what chipboard or whatever the hell they call this, I'm not sure. But because it's so old and it's not high quality stuff to begin with, you could easily rip this area up, pulling this out, and then you're just kind of fucked. So be real careful with that process. You don't want to be pulling your door panels on and off because eventually that point will break. And I know that from experience. So, and that's, they just slide back in. So once you've popped all those free, you know, just go all the way around. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them. Now, keep in mind your truck's old. Some of those could have already been lost, broken, whatever, so you might not have that many of them to take off. Basically, no, there's nothing along the top. There's just one here and one here, and then just work your way around, okay? I usually start at the bottom and then work my way up and then work my way around this way. So, once your door panel's off, and you do not have to remove the speaker grill. The speaker grill is kind of part of the door panel, okay? Don't even try to remove it. The speaker is actually bolted to the door, not your door panel. So just leave that alone. And I'll show you that real quick. My 91 has round speakers. See how it's actually bolted to the door, and the door panel is just covering it. So don't worry about your speaker. You don't need to deal with that. The one thing that you will have to deal with is this, unless somebody has already torn it out of your door. This plastic membrane right here. This is for moisture. It's like a moisture barrier. And see this like glue stuff? I don't know what it is. If you guys know what this is, let me know because I need to buy some. It's very sticky. It's not hard at all. There's even some on the door still. You see this little groove all the way around the door. That's where that glue is. And that's how you remove that. You're just peeling it off. Just be real careful you don't tear up that membrane because you want that membrane in there to block the moisture. If you need to remove that, go for it. If you need to get to like your door lock mechanism, your window regulator, you're going to have to remove that. If you're just removing the door panel to get to the speaker, you don't have to remove that membrane. If you're just removing the door panel for reupholstery, you don't have to either. But just so you know. As far as the door panel is concerned, let's look at the other side again real quick. Okay, when you reupholster these things, the original upholstery is always going to look like this. Okay, you're going to have plastic here, all the way up to here. If you look closely, this part here along the edge is not plastic, this is vinyl, okay? And then it comes down, stitches into some carpet. The carpet actually goes underneath this plastic area. But this is stitching into the carpet to clean it up. And then this piece right here, this little pocket, this is actually a completely separate piece. This will unscrew, okay? And basically they're just gluing the carpet to this piece. I took the one for my 91 apart, but it's in my basement and I'm in the garage, so you can't see that. But I'll show you how to remove that piece. All of this plastic stuff will come off the board behind it, okay? This is not part of that. It will detach. What that will allow you to do if you detach it is to go get plastic paints and to paint the plastics or glue upholstery over the top of it if you want, or essentially just not have it on there at all. Depending on how you want to reupholster your door, you can go full custom and just completely ditch the plastics off of this and build something yourself. What I plan on doing is I'm going to paint/dye the plastics black, okay? Then I'm going to find a gray vinyl, a light gray vinyl, or some sort of a gray vinyl, lighter than this. And then I'm going to remove the carpet area. All this carpet area will be vinyl. I'm not gonna have a stitched in vinyl piece around here. I'm going to take one big piece of vinyl, it'll take at least 1 yard of fabric, and lay it over the entire thing. Keep in mind the plastics will be removed, and then I'm gonna glue it into place and staple it where it needs to be stapled and do what I need to do. There's some little bit of padding behind this section, so I'll probably have some padding back there. That's easy. You can get that even at like Joann's Fabrics or something like that. Doesn't really matter as long as it's attached to that board with some good glue. You're okay. So I'll attach that, cut out all my holes, roll everything underneath, and then I'll put my plastics back on. Now let me show you how to remove the plastics. And I apologize for not being able to like show you as in here, remove it with this and actually showing you the removal process. But that's just kind of is what it is. See this screw right here? Looks like it's coated in the same thing that you would have like grade 8 bolts coated in. I don't know what that is. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. When you remove that, actually, not this one, just this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. When you remove those 5 screws, that little pocket that I told you that's removable will just come right off, okay? How you remove the rest of the plastics is by, there's a few other of those, there's not very many, there's, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, there's just 5 others, okay? The problem with that is that's not all you have to remove. You have to remove these. Okay, now what this is, at first I didn't really understand what that was, and I wasn't sure how to remove that. Basically, this, focus, is one of these. Okay, one of those with a little plastic, like retaining washer. Focus, there we go. This washer, how they assemble it, is just pushed over that, like that, and then pressed down, kind of like a rivet would or something. But because of the way it's shaped and it's got that little dome thing and it's really sharp metal, it tries to prevent it from being pulled out. You're just going to have to be really careful with removing those. I don't know if there's a special tool or what. I removed them with just a flathead screwdriver and just kind of little by little worked my way around them until, wiggling it back and forth until it came off this little nipple thing. I did break one of them on the blue truck, but I think it'll still be okay. So just be real careful. All this stuff is old, so you got to be really careful. But you got to remove all of those. And then there's these, which I'm assuming are pretty much the same thing. They're just bigger. There's this one, this one, this one, and this one. Yeah, that's it. Once you remove all those things, all the plastics will come apart, will come off of the actual door panel, will come off of this wood, and will separate from the upholstery, okay? The upholstery is just glued. You know what? You probably don't even need to remove this top section. You probably don't want to remove this top section. Here, these ones. The reason being is that this is like, I don't know, it looks like fiberglass or something. That's what those hold. There's no real reason to remove that. That's just a molded piece that wraps over the door area, and this is the window, I don't know, squeegee. So don't remove those, just remove everything below it. Then all the plastics will come off. Then your upholstery, you lay it down, and then just wrap it around and use some really good adhesive and glue it onto there. By the factory, in a few different locations, like right here, you can see that they use some really, really short staples. Here's one of those staples. I'm gonna guess that's like 1/8 of an inch or 3/16 of an inch deep on that staple. Standard width, but as far as the depth is nothing. I wouldn't even bother with the staples, honestly. If you get some really good adhesive, you're not gonna need. Sorry about that. I had a fucking phone call from some assholes trying to pretend like they have access to my computer and that I've got malicious hardware or software on there, whatever. Anyway, what was I saying? Basically, you know, the factory uses a few of those staples here and there. You don't need them. Just get some really good, you know, upholstery adhesive and spray the edge of your panel, spray your fabric, you know, let it get tacky, bring it over, you should be good. And that's it. You know, then you'll come through and you'll cut out your hole areas. Like I said, the only hole that really needs to be wrapped is right here where your door handle is, because the plastics will cover up all the rest. So you could just glue it to the face side. You don't need to really wrap it. You do have to wrap around the entire outsides though. And that's it. You know what, there is one more thing, because you'll have to remove this, your squeegee, I don't know what they call this, your seal here. If you look here, I'm not going to remove it, but you see how it's like that slides into a slot, so you'll have to remove those. Let me look underneath here real quick. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a little slot thing, like a hook. It'd be like you doing this and sliding that hook thing in there like that. That's how that's attached. So remove that, because you'll have to wrap your upholstery around that section there. But that's it. Then you put your plastics back on and push all those little plastic retaining clips on there, and you're done. So if you're at all interested in reupholstering your door panels on one of these trucks, that's how you do it. I hope the video has helped you guys. I know that this is something that I plan on doing. You're looking at, like I said, 1 yard of upholstery. If you want to do one solid color, like I was saying, where everything's going to be like the gray vinyl and I'll just paint the plastics. If you want to do one solid color, you're going to need 1 yard of fabric per door panel. You're going to have lots of leftover, but because of the size of the door panel, it just kind of is what it is. You're going to need 1 yard. So in 1 yard, for those that aren't familiar with buying fabric, when you buy fabric like that, upholstery fabric, it comes on 52-inch wide rolls. They charge you per linear yard, so not the width of the roll, how much of the roll you unroll. So a yard of fabric for upholstery fabric would be 52 inches by 3 feet, 1 yard. So you'll need 4 of those to properly do your 4 door panels. So if that's what you guys are looking for, and then again, like some good upholstery adhesive, 3M sells a good product. There's other companies out there. Just do your homework on it. I'd suggest checking out Amazon. You know what? I'll put a link to a good product in the description. So check that out, and it'll be something that'll work for you guys. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, like the video, please. Check down in the description not only for the adhesive, but also check for Alvarez Metalworks. That's my Facebook page. Go like my Facebook page, please. Check out some of the pictures and stuff I have on there, and say hello. What else? Oh, when you pick out your fabric, don't go to just Joann's. If you go to Joann's or someplace like Joann's and just buy whatever fabric they have, you're going to run into a major problem. And you're not going to know it right away, but you're going to know it soon enough. Most of the fabric that Joann sells is not UV stable. It's for interior purposes only, not interiors of your vehicle, like interior inside of your house. Your vehicle especially depending on where you live. I'm originally from the West Coast in Arizona, to be exact, Phoenix, Arizona. I'm in Syracuse right now, but the sun is brutal and will destroy the fabric inside of your car. Doesn't matter if you have tint or not, it will destroy it. If you do not get UV stable fabric, you're looking at reupholstering your vehicle in no time, especially if you're in a very sunny climate like that. It will not last. It absolutely will not last. You're gonna get everything from fading to cracking to just simply falling apart. So make sure you get good marine grade vinyls if you're going with vinyls. Leather always works, but just make sure that you're getting, if you're getting colored leather, make sure that you ask the manufacturer if it's UV stable, if the dyes are UV stable. And just make sure, ask questions before you go out and buy the product. And that's pretty much it. So again, subscribe, comment, like. For those that are already subscribers, thank you for your support, and I will talk to you guys later.